Hi, hello. My name is Suresh. I am a yoga teacher for past 5 years. So before my entering into this profession, I have been working overseas for almost 20 years in uh, finance. But from my childhood, I had this passion of searching within myself for the mystery of life and the lives, the deaths, and the births around me create many questions within me. So I met many gurus with these burning questions within me. So I got many lessons from them. I understood there is this mysterious power which is beyond the our intellect and mind. And some of the gurus gave me evidence for that. So I practiced many methods which I received directly from these gurus. So after spending all these years overseas, I returned to India and then I thought of getting a certification, professional certification in yoga from a prestigious university, SVSI University. Thereafter, I took many other certifications also, which would make me fully equipped with the knowledge and skill that is required for a yoga teacher. I took some certification in hypnotherapy, some Kundalini yoga, some other Kriya yoga practices. Then I worked for some organizations. Like I started with one organization named Prabhul Murcha. So this was a service-oriented organization providing yoga therapy to special needs children and those underprivileged communities. So it was a very great experience that I taught yoga for these children with special conditions, and we used to visit uh, some communities and teach them yoga. Then I also worked for another organization named Carer. So they have a contract with a hospital. Uh, so they were providing yoga therapy for cancer patients. So I worked with them also for some time. It was also a great experience uh, teaching yoga to these cancer patients who are, in very critical conditions. It was very challenging. Then I thought of having a small center here, and before that COVID attacked us, I was teaching yoga in that center offline. So now the COVID has turned everything online. So for the past 1 year, I'm associated with UrbanPro, and I am teaching the clients who contacts me through this wonderful platform. Today, we will learn about yoga and meditation. So we will be covering these topics: what is yoga, what is not yoga, who can practice yoga, how to practice true yoga, and what will be my schedule when I teach yoga, and what is my objective teaching yoga. Okay. So first, what is yoga and what is not yoga? So we live in a world where yoga has grown into a multi-billion-dollar business. The father of yoga, Patanjali, had only one intention when he developed this whole system of yoga. He has taken the pain of accumulating, gathering all this knowledge which was scattered all over India, and he made it a systematic process. And the purpose was very clear: God realization or self-realization. So asanas and the postures were only a very small part of the whole system, which would lead the disciple or the student to higher dimensions like dharana, dhyan, and samadhi. So each of this topic is very vast. So each of this requires proper practice, proper understanding. So asanas, postures is only one of these steps. So in the current scenario, people have mistaken yoga as some asanas only, postures only, so which would help them to make their body fit like other physical exercises, reduce their stress level, and immunize them from the viruses. This is absolutely true, but these are all just incidental benefits. True yoga is to go beyond this illusion of this body and mind and realize our true self. I have seen many students who approached earlier with such minor objectives gradually realizing the higher purposes of yoga and enjoying that bliss. So the entry point may be maybe a disease, that when somebody is suffering from a disease or somebody is suffering from some psychological issues. Like nowadays, there are many people are scared of the virus, the fear of the virus, the fear of seeing the deaths around us, around them. So all this, one of these, or may trigger this passion to come to yoga. So that is to be the entry point. But then once you enter into this vast field, you realize that what is the true yoga. Okay. Then the question arises, who can practice yoga? As far as the postures are concerned, you have to consult your doctor before joining for any yoga session. So if you have any medical issues or you have undergone any recent surgeries, you have to be careful and you should consult the doctor and get his opinion whether any of these postures are to be avoided or which are the postures which would help your development. So this is the preliminary thing. Because some of the asanas will have to be avoided if you have any such conditions. Must follow the instructions of the doctor. Otherwise, anyone with a normal human body, normal health can practice yoga. The beginners will have to go through some preparatory exercise before starting asanas if you don't have any past experience of yoga. So it means you have to prepare the body for the asanas. Then the question, how to practice true yoga? First of all, one must have a clear understanding of what is yoga and how it will help one's life. All of us need some motivation to follow a system. So this will be the motivation. This knowledge will be the motivation. It would trigger the intense passion to practice yoga and transform one's life. When one is so passionate, one would surely find a master and devote his time and energy to daily practice. The initial enthusiasm shouldn't fade away as one moves forward. So we are having a human mind. So it is easy to, lose our path and go back to our normal old patterns of life. One has to follow religiously the routine prescribed by the master. Some of my students who has gone through tough trials and tribulations of life admit it is yoga that keeps them sane and calm. They never miss a session because yoga is life for them. So one should have that much passion for the yoga, to see yoga as the door to enlightenment. My daily schedule. So in my schedule, I include all these different aspects of yoga. Yoga doesn't treat human being as mere physical body, but as a divine energy operating through many bodies. So our yogic techniques have emerged from this understanding. My schedule reflects this yogic concept and designed accordingly with this holistic approach. Starting from the Annamaya Kosha, that is our physical body, traveling through the subtle kosha, we have other bodies like our Manomaya Kosha, our world of emotions and thoughts. Then there is this intellect, our decision-making power, Vijnanamaya Kosha. Then the Pranamaya Kosha, it is our the energy, it's called the prana, which is operating our digestion, blood circulation, the entire body function. So it is necessary to have an understanding of these different koshas and to understand that we are not merely the physical body, to go into the depths. So my schedule will be a reflection of these concepts. Then when I meet a student, I try to understand his requirements, his capacities, and I'll be designing a schedule, a routine for him, which would help him to move forward from the point where he's now currently standing. So from my experiences, I conclude each student is a unique creation, divine creation, in his or her own journey to freedom. So my role will be to provide him or her more clarity about his path and help him connect to his own inner master. I believe the only master or guru who could guide one intuitively to the ultimate goal of self-realization is his own or her own inner master. As Paramahansa Yogananda once said, in this adventurous spiritual journey, our effort counts 25%. And Master's blessing makes another 25%. And the rest 50% is the grace of God. So all this, our effort, our Master's grace, the God's grace, all this work together to make us a success. So that is all in this session. So if you have any queries or doubts after watching this session, you can always contact me through the UrbanPro. We know that we are all going through a challenging times, and I have seen my own students fighting with the situation and succeeding with the help of the yoga. So I invite you to this great journey. You can always contact me through the UrbanPro. Namaste.